everyone, this is me Arpita. Welcome back to my channel. I make travel vlogs and fun and entertaining videos. Since you don't know it, definitely subscribe to my channel. But this video is a very requested video. So many of you asked for it. So here it is. So I went to Sri Lanka recently and thank God it was my first international trip, because honestly I couldn't have asked for something better. I mean, firstly, before getting into this video, which you already know what it is about, let me tell you why you should travel to Sri Lanka. So not only it is like only 1 hour away from India, it is also visa free. Yes, it is visa free until further notice. So why are you waiting? Just go there already, because there's beaches, there are mountains, there's beautiful lush green forest, and the people, my God, when you go there you'll make so many friends. The culture, the food, there are so many reasons that I have to make already a separate video for it. But yeah, let me tell you what I'm going to cover in this video. Firstly, flight, visa, SIM, accommodation, transportation, food, itinerary, and lastly and very important, budget. So before starting the video, I just want to let you know that this is my idea of traveling to Sri Lanka and yours can be different. I traveled via public transport, so I saved there a lot, and my accommodation was a little bit cheaper because I was doing a budget travel. But if you are opting for something that's a little bit expensive, then that's your call. But this is my take on my travel to Sri Lanka. Okay, so one of the most important thing is flight, and for me it was a little bit costly because there was no direct flight to Sri Lanka, so I had to go via Chennai, and while coming back I came via Delhi. But if you're going from Chennai and Delhi, the prices will be lower. But for me, the overall round trip from Sri Lanka to Kolkata and Kolkata to Sri Lanka was 20,000 rupees. But if you go Skyscanner and choose the cheapest month, then you can get it as low as say 12,000. So flights to ho gaya. Abhi visa karte hain. Visa in Sri Lanka is free. Yes, you heard it right. It is absolutely free. You don't need to spend a single rupees. But it is until further notice, so keep checking the Sri Lankan government website when you are applying for visa, because on arrival होता है या फिर online भी application आप कर सकते हो, जो within 3 days या 4 days easily आपको एक ETA आ जाता है mail में. So when you are filling up the form, be very careful what email address you are putting, because they are going to reply you via that. And when you will be landing in Sri Lanka, you will have to fill an arrival card, which is obviously free, and the whole immigration and the visa process is really hassle free. So you get a free visa for 30 days to your visit in Sri Lanka. So now, before entering Sri Lanka, there is very important thing that you have to keep in mind is SIM. So when you will exit the airport, एकदम बाहर ही आपको कुछ सिम के दुकान मिल जाएंगे, which I think is really safe rather than, you know, going outside and searching in the city itself, because we landed around at around 3 o'clock, so it was really not possible for us to go and find a SIM place. So there are basically 3 or 4 SIMs in Sri Lanka. There's Dialog, Mobitel, Hutch, Airtel. So you have to choose the best plan for your suit, and we selected Dialog because it was a little bit cheaper from the other SIMs. We did our research and we found out that the coverage of Dialog is better, and on our entire trip जितना भी remote हम गए, कहीं पे भी कुछ भी network का कुछ भी issue नहीं था. Instagram तो बढ़िया चल रहा था, so you can definitely go for Dialog if you want, but Mobitel is also good. So now, very important, आप रहोगे कहाँ? Accommodation. So accommodation means Sri Lanka has a wide variety of accommodation. You can get something as luxurious as 1 lakh per night. You can also get as cheap as 500, 200, even 100 per night. But you have to select what is best for you. So we have stayed at a wide variety of places. हम लोग hostel में भी रुके हैं, हम लोग homestay में भी रुके हैं, hotels and guest houses also. So homestay was, we stayed at Rangana guest house in Sigiriya. It costed us 450 rupees per night, and we did all our bookings from booking.com. So you have to keep this in mind whether you carrying card or cash, because most of these places need you to pay via cash when you are on the property. So no need for any prepayment, you just can pay there directly, but keep in mind you have to keep cash with you, preferably LKR. So I also stayed at a hostel in Colombo which costed me 700 rupees per night. It was a basic, very decent hostel, and most of these places offer free breakfast, so keep that in mind and be very careful when you are checking and booking via booking.com. Also, I stayed at a villa with swimming pool, and it was quite a luxurious villa in Gaul which costed me 830 rupees per night. So summary ये है कि accommodation आपको बहुत ही ज़्यादा variety में मिल जाएगा, from expensive to basic minimum and backpacking type. So basically I would say keep 1000 rupees per night as your budget for accommodation and you will be good. So yes, when you are going to Sri Lanka, then definitely try Sri Lankan cuisine, by which I mean kottu. Dosa is not that much prevalent, but there is hopper, egg hopper, this hopper, that hopper. We tried so many variety of food. There were various cuisines that we tried, but if you are sticking to say chicken and fish and fried rice and chili chicken, they would be a little bit costly. But when you are choosing very local cuisine, then आपको 200-300 में easily मिल जाएगा. उधर में मैं एक थाली I had. The thali, you know, they give you all kinds of food that you can fill in your plate under 600 LKR. And also when I am talking in LKR, definitely see the exchange rate. Every day it differs, so very be careful whenever you are doing any exchanges in Sri Lanka. कहाँ पे करना है, कितना करना है, क्या percentage they are keeping for their own card, keep that in mind. Now a very important topic, which is transportation. Now it can vary for all of you because there are so many different modes of transportation in Sri Lanka, but by far which amazed me so much was the public transport. So I traveled mainly via buses and trains, and it was as low as, you know, 200 rupees from say central to south. It took us like 5 hours. So if you are traveling via public transportation, that keep that in mind, that if you have enough time in your hand, then you can do it. Otherwise I would say you can take a private cab or a shared taxi from anywhere and you can get there as fast as possible. But हमारा 10 days था, but also we wanted to try the public transportation which we knew had a very strong route in all over Sri Lanka. ट्रेन आपको easily मिल जाएगा, ट्रेन का वेबसाइट 12 Go Asia भी है, फिर श्रीलंकन गवर्नमेंट रेल का भी एक वेबसाइट है जहाँ पे आप अपना टिकट बुक कर सकते हो फॉर सेकंड क्लास, थर्ड क्लास और फर्स्ट क्लास. हमने प्रायर कोई टिकट बुक नहीं किया था बिकॉज वी डिडंट गेट एनी, सो वी वेंट टू द स्टेशन एंड डायरेक्टली वी बुक्ड द सेकंड क्लास सीट एंड वी ट्रैवल्ड बिकॉज सीट्स अवेलेबल हो जाता है, मिल जाता है. थोड़ा हसलिंग करना पड़ता है, बट वी आर इंडियंस एंड वी कैन हसल. और अगर आप कैब कंसिडर कर रहे हो देन 3000-4000 में आपको एक लंबा सा डिस्टेंस इजीली यू कैन कवर. Like from Colombo to Sigiriya, say it takes like 3 hours. आप 3000 या 4000 में easily आप cover कर सकते हो. Also keep this in mind that if you are wanting to experience the public transportation side, then keep sufficient amount of time in your hand because it will take a lot of time to travel via public transport, but it also gives you the local experience, the time, the culture and everything. That was our perspective and that is how we traveled. Now if you can ride a scooty, उधर scooty भी rent पे मिल जाता है, and I have also talked about this in one of my vlogs that if you have Indian driving license, then it's very easy. You don't even have to apply for international driving permit because उधर उतना कुछ serious नहीं है. But if you want to apply for international driving permit, then definitely do it. But श्रीलंका में उतना कुछ difficulty नहीं है for Indian licenses, and उधर rent पे scooty easily मिल जाता है 500 to 800 depending on from where you are taking the rent. So now let's come to miscellaneous stuff like activities. There are lots of activities that you can do in Sri Lanka. There's zip lining, there's surfing, there's snorkeling and all that. So मैंने तो snorkeling ही किया है which costed me like 1500 LKR, which was very cheap. Like जो भी है आप by 3 divide कर दो and you will get it. Like 500 or 600 में easily you can do snorkeling. Then the scuba diving was like 3000 LKR, which is 1000 INR. easily you can cover all of the activities whichever you want to do in 5,000 Indian rupees. Okay, so let's come to itinerary. How many days you should spend in Sri Lanka? I would say मैंने तो 10 days spend किया था and I traveled every single part of Sri Lanka which were like super duper important. So if you have 10 days in your hand, then you can cover almost all the parts of it. First day I landed in Colombo, then हम directly चले गए Sigiriya, and that day only in the evening we did the famous Lion Rock trek. So we were done with Sigiriya almost, but there are Pidurangala rock also which you can trek the next day, but it was not necessary for us, so that's why we went to Kandy the next day. So day 2 में हम लोग चले गए directly Kandy. We stayed there in the evening, we roamed around. Day 3 में हम लोग Kandy से टुक टुक लेके नुआरा एलिया गए, and नुआरा एलिया से ट्रेन करके हम लोग फिर एला आए, and एला में we stayed that night. That is day 3. Day 4 को we completely explored एला, every part of it, and day 5 को we directly went from एला to Mirissa, that is from center to south. तो that day हम लोग completely सिर्फ travel ही किए because the public bus took like 5 hours and that day was just for traveling. Day 6 we explored Mirissa and nearby places. We did some activities. Day 7 को we traveled from Mirissa to Galle and we stayed there in Galle on day 7. So day 8 हम लोग Colombo आ गए from Galle, फिर डे 8 पे उधर थे. डे 9 पे वी completed whole sightseeing of Colombo and रात को हमारा फ्लाइट था. So these are the places where we went, where you can spend one night. तो अभी हम लोग अप्रॉक्स एक बजट की बात करते हैं. अकोमोडेशन अगर आप 10 दिन उधर रहो एंड पर नाइट अगर 1000 करके if you are spending, then 10,000 for accommodation. Transport was really cheap and हमारे लिए बहुत ही ज़्यादा कम एक्सपेंसिव था. तो I spent 5,000 on my entire trip to Sri Lanka on just transportation. Now food तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा cheap है. अगर आप उधर का local cuisine try करो then आपको total 10 days में 5,000 ही पड़ेगा. And even if you are doing super duper luxurious eating, then also 5,000 में easily आपका हो जाएगा. Now since I told you activities are really cheap again, then आपको 3000 में सब कुछ आपका कवर हो जाएगा. एंड मिसलिनियस में आप सूवेनियर शॉपिंग का अगर रखो वो भी 5000 में इजीली आ जाएगा. एंड ऑल्सो डेफिनेटली डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू बाय फ्रिज मैग्नेट्स एंड ऑल दीज नाइस ब्यूटिफुल क्लोथ्स बिकॉज साउथ इज a must place for you to do all kinds of shopping. It's amazing for you to try. So total it comes around 28,000, but within 30,000 you can completely cover each and every part of Sri Lanka for 10 days. Now Sri Lanka has been a really great experience for me, and I would say जब तक free visa है घूम के आओ, जल्दी घूम के आओ. But also keep in mind that be very respectful of the locals, be very respectful of the local culture, because you are setting an example as a tourist, so be very cautious of that. All in all, Sri Lanka has been a great experience, a very cheap country and a very beautiful country for you to travel. I tried to cover almost all the things that you need to travel to Sri Lanka, and I will make a different video detailing on the itineraries and the things to do per day basis, so I can give you more details on how you should travel and how you should be traveling to Sri Lanka, because I loved it and I'm sure you will love it too. But for that, if you have any other questions, any specific questions that you need to ask me, then definitely put that in the comment below, because I reply to all the comments. And also I have so many reels, so many informative videos in Instagram too. Definitely check me out, and so many videos I have posted of Sri Lanka vlogs, so many different parts, so many different and unique activities which you need to experience too. And for that I would suggest you to go to my Sri Lanka playlist and watch all the videos. So before saying adieu, I would say definitely subscribe to my channel, because I am Arpita and I make travel videos, and I bet you would like it too if you are traveling with me. So definitely subscribe to my channel, like this video, and definitely comment करके बताओ कि अगर कुछ और भी question है जिसका मैं gladly doubt clear कर सकूँ. And yeah, see you in the next video. Until next time, bye bye and take